My husband's first love has end-stage kidney failure. He secretly went for kidney transplant compatibility tests, and it was a success. But I, pregnant, proposed a divorce so he could marry his first love. 3 years later, he could then legally donate his kidney to her as her husband. Our entire family desperately tried to dissuade him, but no one could stop his self-destructive determination. During dinner, Ethan Chen rarely mentioned his first love. Wife, do you still remember Serena Liu? Of course I remember, I replied casually, putting food in my mouth. 4 months pregnant, I had no morning sickness. On the contrary, my appetite had improved significantly. Ethan looked at my face and continued, she has end-stage kidney failure. My hand froze. So how is she now? Not very well. After the divorce, she lived alone, with no one to care for her. Seeing Ethan's cautious demeanor, I felt both amused and helpless. You want to visit her, don't you? If you want to, just go. I'm not that petty. I didn't blame him for being afraid I'd be angry. Serena Liu and Ethan had been in love for 5 years, eventually breaking up because Ethan's family disapproved. When I was dating him, Serena had repeatedly made him uncomfortable with her manipulative jealousy. If it weren't for my mother-in-law's intervention, we probably wouldn't have even gotten married. But a smart woman doesn't dwell on the past, letting it ruin the harmony of her marriage. I've already visited her, Ethan stammered, his words hanging in the air. I put my chopsticks down. Is her financial situation not good? Is treatment expensive? Let me transfer some money to you. Take it to help her with urgent expenses. I picked up my phone, ready to transfer. She has money. She got half of the assets in her divorce, enough for treatment. It's just, end-stage kidney failure requires a kidney transplant. I stopped, looking up at him. Finally, Ethan made up his mind and spoke the words he struggled to say. Wife, I want to donate my kidney to Serena Liu. I never imagined that after so many years, Ethan was still tormented by Serena Liu, even considering donating a kidney, such an absurd idea. Ethan Chen, are you out of your mind? I'm pregnant, and you want to donate your kidney to your first love. Have you thought about how I feel? Or do you think that because I allowed you to see her and even offered money to help her, you can just treat me however you want? I placed my hand on my stomach, telling myself to stay calm. No, that's not it, Ethan quickly explained. Serena Liu is living a miserable life now. No one cares for her. Her parents ignore her, and her ex-husband doesn't pay attention either. She has to go to the hospital for dialysis by herself, and waiting for a kidney transplant takes many years. She's had a very difficult life these past years. I was surprised to see his eyes filled with pity for Serena Liu. My heart ached. But what does that have to do with us? If even her own family doesn't care when she's sick, she needs to look at herself. Besides, she has money, she can slowly get treatment and wait. Why would it be your turn, an ex-lover, to run around taking care of her? Ethan looked disappointed. Wife, why are you so cold-hearted? After all, she's seriously ill and needs someone to take care of her, he murmured softly. You and she, one is Serena Liu, one is Mia Lai, both have Liu in your names. She is more understanding and reasonable than you. My blood pressure shot up. Ethan Chen, you say I'm cold-hearted. Go ask if there's any woman generous enough to let her pregnant husband donate a kidney to his ex-lover. If she's so understanding and reasonable, why doesn't she think about not bothering you? You have a family now, you have your own responsibilities. I felt wronged. What did Serena's name have to do with me? My name, Mia Lai, was given to me by my grandfather. He doted on me since I was a child and even left me a large inheritance when he passed. Yet Ethan dared to use such a ridiculous thing to compare us. I hadn't realized he was this kind of person before. Faced with my accusations, Ethan didn't retort. I laughed coldly. Don't tell me you want to donate your kidney. Your kidney might not even be compatible with hers. Don't think about things that only make you feel good. I can donate. Ethan pulled out his phone and showed me the test results. I've already done the kidney transplant compatibility tests. My kidney is compatible with hers. I couldn't believe it, staring at the screen. You dared to hide this from me and get tested for a kidney transplant? You're actually serious about this? Until now, I thought he was just temporarily infatuated, never imagining he'd gone as far as compatibility testing. Ethan buried his face in his hands. Wife, when Serena and I broke up, she was pregnant with my child, but we didn't know. Afterward, she had an abortion, suffered severe hemorrhaging, and can no longer get pregnant. Her ex-husband found out about this, which is why he divorced her. This is my fault. Donating my kidney to her is compensation. This news left me speechless. Are you sure the baby was yours? Yes, she showed me the surgical documents. I didn't want to judge their past. I just needed to temporarily dissuade him from donating. Live kidney donation can't just be specified for any recipient. You and Serena Liu have no blood relation or close ties. You can't just donate your kidney to her. Even if something happened to you, the hospital has its own evaluation system. Organs are prioritized for those most in need. It might not even go to Serena Liu. She can undergo dialysis while waiting for an organ. I can understand if you care for her more than usual, but if you want to donate your kidney to her, I don't agree. Ethan lowered his head, his voice gentle. I've already looked into it. Live organ recipients are limited to spouses, direct relatives, or paternal relatives within 3 generations. What are you planning to do? I looked at him, vaguely guessing his intention, but still hoping he wouldn't say it. Wife, let's get a divorce. My heart pounded. A glass of water was flung directly at Ethan's face. Ethan Chen, I'm carrying your child. Do you know what you're saying? You're going too far. Seeing my genuine anger, Ethan didn't even wipe the water from his face, clumsily trying to soothe me. I meant a fake divorce. After we divorce, Serena and I will get married. After the necessary time passes, I'll donate my kidney to her, and then I'll come back and remarry you. This is the best way. I looked at the man in front of me with disappointment. Easy for you to say. Even as spouses, organ donation has conditions. During that time, you definitely won't be able to take care of me and our child. How will you fulfill your responsibilities as a father? How will I explain to our child later that his father wasn't with his mother because he was busy caring for another woman? I, Mia Lai, am pregnant. You are not allowed to mention divorce. If you insist on divorcing to donate your kidney to Serena Liu, I agree. But I don't want this child anymore. Think carefully. Is destroying our family for Serena Liu really worth it? You wouldn't do that, Ethan asserted. You don't know how much I've looked forward to this child. You actively prepared for pregnancy and even bought so many things for the baby. You wouldn't bear to do it. My heart felt torn. My love for our child had become a tool for Ethan to threaten me. Wife, I promise the one I love is you. The divorce is just a way to repay the debt I owe Serena Liu. Once her surgery is done, I'll immediately come back to you and our child. Then our family will be reunited. It was so fake it made me sick. Not to mention whether he would remarry Serena, he was confident that I would stand still and wait for him. I looked down at my barely visible belly, my heart filled with coldness. Oh, child, your father is truly a scoundrel. As if sensing my pain, my stomach ached violently. I grabbed Ethan's hand. Ethan, my stomach hurts. Take me to the hospital quickly. Not long after, both families rushed to the hospital. How is she? Is she okay? Ethan's parents anxiously asked. They cherished this child greatly. As soon as they knew I was pregnant, they joyfully transferred 200,000 yuan to me. I lay on the hospital bed, my face pale with exhaustion. My mother held my hand worriedly and answered for me, "She's okay. The doctor said there were signs of a miscarriage, but it has stabilized. She just needs careful rest." Mia is pregnant, why are you arguing with her? Ethan's mother spoke up, everyone's gaze turning to him. He lowered his head, no longer showing any signs of confronting me, looking like a cowering quail. I laughed sadly. Ethan's parents, Ethan wants to divorce me to donate a kidney to his first love. Any part of this is ridiculous. Ethan's father immediately kicked him. My father also angrily clenched his fists. I've already explained it's just a fake divorce. Ethan silently endured the kick, his face full of helplessness as he looked at the parents. Mom and Dad, since everyone is here, I want to explain clearly. Mom, do you remember Serena Liu? That year, you were the one who broke us up. A hint of resentment flashed in Ethan's eyes towards his mother. Serena Liu has kidney failure. The test results show I'm a match, but I can't directly donate to her. That's why I thought of this fake divorce with Mia. After I donate the kidney, I'll come back to her. Hearing this, my heart was torn once more. "You scoundrel!" Before he could finish, my father lunged forward and slapped him several times. "My daughter is carrying your child, and you dare to treat her like this." My mother-in-law sighed. "Ethan, do you know why I broke you and Serena Liu up that year? When I was out shopping, I saw her being intimate with your best friend. To protect your pride, I advised her to break up with you." "Impossible." Ethan raised his head, his face disbelieving. "That's because you looked down on Serena Liu's family background. You conspired with Mia Lai's mother to trick me, to force me to marry her. All these years, I've listened to everyone, married her, and even have a child. I've done everything you told me to. Isn't this enough?" I felt like I'd been struck by lightning. My mother-in-law also looked deeply hurt. Ethan reached up to touch his swollen cheek where he'd been slapped. "You don't understand. This is a debt I have to repay Serena Liu. I will end this marriage. I've already decided to donate my kidney." He turned to leave. My mother-in-law stepped forward and pulled him back. "Where are you going? Mia is not well. Aren't you going to stay and take care of her?" Serena Liu fell at home. "I'm going to see how she is." Ethan forcefully shook off his mother-in-law's hand, walking away without looking back. I gripped the blanket tightly, a metallic taste of blood filling my mouth. How ridiculous. I lay on the hospital bed while my husband eagerly ran off to curry favor with another woman. My in-laws said a few words of comfort to me, then quickly left. They promised to bring Ethan back to me. My mother looked at me with sorrow. "Mia, at first, Ethan seemed so handsome and capable, and his parents were good people. I thought you'd be happy, but now you're suffering like this. If he's so heartless, divorce him and come home. You'll always be your parents' beloved daughter." Hearing this, I couldn't hold back and burst into tears. Ethan's family was well off, and so was mine. I truly loved him when I married him. Now he was ruthlessly trampling on my heart. After crying for a long time, I looked up and told my parents, "Mom and Dad, I want to divorce Ethan Chen. I can't bear to, but I don't want to keep this baby either." Ethan wasn't wrong. I truly loved this child. It was precisely because I loved it that I didn't want to bring it into a broken family. The next day, after submitting the divorce papers, I went to the hospital with my parents. Ethan's parents, hearing the news, rushed to our house looking for me. They never expected me to be so resolute, going through with the procedure without a word. I just scoffed inwardly. It wasn't that I didn't say a word. Before the procedure, I had texted Ethan. He replied, "Wife, I know you don't want a divorce. Don't use the child to threaten me. I won't fall for your trap. Try to be understanding." Serena Liu needs me. On the day we received our divorce certificate, Ethan brought Serena Liu with him. Serena, looking pale, leaned against Ethan. As soon as they got the divorce papers, they immediately went to queue up to register their marriage. Everyone present looked at me with sympathy, but I didn't care. After gathering my belongings, I held my head high and left. As I reached the door, Serena Liu called out to me. She walked over, bowing her head. "I'm so sorry, sister. Brother Chen is only doing this because of my illness. The one he truly loves is still you." I glanced around. Ethan was staring at us, and some people nearby were also straining their ears to eavesdrop. This was a play they were putting on for everyone. Serena Liu was addicted to performing in front of Ethan. I leaned close to Serena Liu's ear. "You told Ethan that you had an abortion and can no longer have children, which is why your ex-husband disliked you. Yet, I heard that you got married but cheated on your husband with other men and were caught in the act by your ex-husband. Whose child was that, really? Ethan's or his good friend's? You know best, don't you?" Serena Liu's face turned pale. "Do you know, to get an early divorce, Ethan agreed to leave empty-handed. The company hasn't even come into his hands yet. Because of you, he argued with his parents. He also has a younger brother, you know." I said no more. In front of everyone, I gave Serena Liu a stinging slap. Raising my voice, I said loudly, "You destroyed my family, and you still dare to come here to mock me?" After hitting her, I turned and walked away. Weren't they queuing to get married? Attracting everyone's attention was my wedding gift to them. In the car, I called my parents to tell them the divorce certificate was finalized. "Mia, did you tell Ethan about Serena Liu's past?" my mother asked. "Of course not," I replied. "Things that can be easily investigated. If he's stupid enough not to check, he shouldn't blame others." Ethan lost a kidney, his family, and his promising future for Serena Liu. What kind of expression would he have the moment he learned the truth? I truly looked forward to it. I drove back to the house that once belonged to Ethan and me. On the day we filed for divorce, Ethan hastily packed his belongings and moved in with Serena Liu. Regarding this, Ethan explained that Serena Liu's health wasn't good, and moving in would make it easier to care for her. He told me not to worry, they were just roommates, and nothing would cross the line. Those words disgusted me so much that I had to rush to the bathroom and dry heave. After he left, I also packed my things and moved back to my parents' house. After a month away, the house was covered in dust. Reflecting on the 2 years I had lived with Ethan, this house was designed according to my preferences. Now, only disgust remained. After packing my remaining personal belongings, I searched my friends list, contacted a few real estate agencies, and asked them to sell this house. Taking one last look, I turned and left without hesitation. Time flew by, 3 years passed in a flash. In my office, I was reviewing documents when Ethan's younger brother, Daniel Chen, texted me. "The company's new product launch is this afternoon, big sister. Remember to come." "Okay," I replied, my thoughts drifting from the pile of documents, recalling what had happened in the past few years. A faint smile touched the corner of my mouth. After divorcing Ethan, I fully focused on my work and secretly collaborated with Daniel, helping him secure many large contracts from Ethan. In these 3 years, Daniel had established himself firmly, his demeanor far surpassing Ethan's. Everyone in the industry praised him, saying that for his young age, he was mature and truly his father's son. As for Ethan, everyone just shook their heads. The story of Ethan divorcing me to donate a kidney to Serena Liu had spread throughout the circle. Outsiders, not knowing the full story, might praise his loyalty, but for those in power, the most taboo thing was indecision and emotionality. You can play games, but you can't get serious. As Daniel became increasingly decisive, Ethan was quickly pushed aside. All discerning individuals recognized that the Chen family business would eventually be handed over to Daniel. After lunch, I rested for a bit, then went to the press conference with my assistant. Daniel was on stage, composed and dignified. Ethan, in the audience, clenched his fists, his face gloomy, looking like mere background. Seeing that scene, I couldn't help but wonder what Ethan was thinking. The person standing there should have been him. Now it was his younger brother. What must he be feeling? At the celebration party afterward, Daniel came to thank me. "Thank you so much, big sister, for all these years." Just now, he had announced his retirement on the spot, handing over all company operations to Daniel. I raised my glass to him. Win-win cooperation. I had helped Daniel establish connections and win many contracts. I also benefited greatly from it. We exchanged smiles, then he turned to greet other guests. Amidst the crowd, Ethan had somehow appeared beside me, softly calling out, "Wife, my wife." Curious eyes around us glanced our way. I took 2 steps back, maintaining my distance. Parties like this shouldn't involve too much drinking, but Ethan reeked of alcohol. The smile on my face gradually faded. "Ethan Chen, you should call me Ms. Lai. I'm different from you." After taking over my company, I worked diligently, achieving outstanding results. Wherever I went, people gave me respect. Looking back at Ethan, he had failed repeatedly, achieving nothing, losing major clients multiple times. Now even the company was taken over by his younger brother. The difference between us was clear. Ethan stood there, stunned. I told Daniel I was leaving the party early, but Ethan blocked me in the parking lot. I rolled down the car window. Ethan's tired face appeared before me. "Ms. Lai, let's talk a bit." At a cafe, Ethan sat opposite me, rubbing his brow. "The company belongs to Daniel now. Are you happy?" "Seeing you not doing well, I actually feel quite happy," I replied frankly. This year, both Ethan and I were 31. I had established myself firmly in my own company, while he, who joined the company earlier than Daniel, was surpassed by someone who came later. In the corporate world, people only praise the strong and dismiss the weak. What if he was the boss's son? Ethan was abandoned. No one respected him. "You are, after all, my child's father," I said with a faint smile. Ethan had never met our child but still believed the baby was alive. He thought I resented him, so I had given the child to my parents and hidden it. I knew he was foolish, but I didn't expect him to be this foolish. The child must be 2 by now. Next month, Serena and I can have the surgery. After that, I'll divorce her. We'll live happily together, a family of 3. Ethan's eyes were full of hope as he looked at me. Let's talk after you divorce. I didn't shatter his illusion. In his mind, I would never harm the child. As long as the child existed, he was its father, and there would always be a bond between us. That was also one of the reasons he once left me without a second thought. The child was the escape route he found for himself, but I had already cut off that route long ago. Very soon, the live organ donation surgery between Ethan and Serena Liu went smoothly. After being discharged from the hospital, Ethan immediately asked Serena Liu for a divorce. Serena Liu also made good on her word. After getting the divorce certificate from him, she feigned pity, took another sum of money, and then immediately left. When I heard the news, I couldn't help but secretly praise her. She truly was a clever woman. As for Ethan, holding the divorce papers from Serena Liu, he excitedly came looking for me. Mia, look, Serena and I are divorced. I didn't lie to you. I pulled out a USB stick from the back of my drawer and plugged it into my computer. Or perhaps you should watch this first. I looked at him with eyes full of pity. At the same time, a video and photos appeared on the screen. Cold sweat began to trickle down Ethan's forehead. The video opened with a recording of a man's voice. Well done, Serena Liu. I fed and clothed you well, and you dare to cheat on me? Next, the camera shook, revealing faint, pale bodies under the covers. Husband, I was wrong. It was all his fault. He seduced me. Serena Liu's sharp voice came through. Besides the video, there was a pile of photos. At that time, Serena Liu hadn't discovered her kidney failure. Her face was gentle as she leaned against various other men. That year, I sought out Serena Liu's ex-husband. Hearing that Ethan had divorced me for Serena Liu, he sympathized and sent me a pile of evidence of Serena Liu's infidelity that he had collected. The man cursed Serena Liu through gritted teeth, calling her an old, promiscuous woman who cheated, then divorced him, and even took half of his family assets. After reviewing all these documents, I realized Serena Liu was truly skilled, deceiving men again and again. Finally, when she got sick, she still managed to bewitch Ethan into willingly donating his kidney to her. Later, I learned that Serena Liu's health condition was indeed not good. Furthermore, the lifespan of kidney transplant patients depends on their individual health. If Serena Liu suffered an infection or rejection, she might soon leave this world. Therefore, I didn't expose her earlier. I wanted to wait for Serena Liu to be discharged, divorce Ethan, and then make her getaway. Only then would I throw all the evidence in Ethan's face so he couldn't find her to exact revenge. Ethan gasped, endlessly flipping through the evidence. Besides Serena Liu's ex-husband, I also found Ethan's good friend from school. Although many years had passed and phones had changed, after I paid a sum of money, this good friend said he had an old phone at his hometown, which might contain what I wanted. In the messages between the two, Serena Liu constantly disparaged Ethan, saying he was just a fool. If it weren't for his money, she definitely wouldn't be with him. When Serena Liu had her abortion, she even approached this friend asking for money for the surgery and for recovery. The date on the surgical bill she gave Ethan was completely inconsistent with reality. All of it proved that Ethan had been deceived by Serena Liu. That year, the child Serena Liu was carrying was not his, and she did not become infertile because she carried his child and had an abortion. Her ex-husband discovering this did not lead to their divorce. Her sole purpose was to trick him into giving her a kidney. Ethan Chen, I pointed at the screen, asking him in disbelief, is all of this true? It's all true, you can verify it yourself. Ethan angrily stood up, intending to throw the laptop to the ground, but was stopped by the security guard behind him. The guard took the laptop from his hand and returned it to me. Why didn't you tell me sooner? Ethan's eyes were red. If you had told me sooner, it wouldn't have come to this. What a huge joke. He blamed me, not the perpetrator, not himself. Why should I have told him? I laughed coldly. I once advised you not to divorce. Your parents also opposed it. Do you think your parents couldn't have investigated these things? As far as I know, you didn't listen to anyone back then, thinking everyone was against you. Even if I had shown you anything, you would have thought it was fake. You stubbornly chose Serena Liu. Who could stop you? Ethan Chen, I think Serena Liu was right. You truly are a fool. You deserve to be in this situation. I waved my hand, signaling to the security guards to escort him out. Don't let him step foot in here again. And the child, we still have the child. Ethan struggled to resist. Mia, I will definitely be a good father. Mentioning the child, a surge of anger flared within me. I stepped forward and slapped Ethan hard. This is what you owe the child. Ethan Chen, wake up. 3 years ago, before I went into surgery, I texted you. You told me not to use the child to threaten you. Don't say the child is gone. Even if it were alive, you couldn't use that relationship to return to this family. I looked at Ethan ruthlessly. Everything has been destroyed by you. Ethan stumbled back, collapsing to the ground, his voice weak. How could this be? How could you abandon the child? You lied to me, didn't you? I said nothing. Ethan stood up, approaching me. The child is gone, but we can have another one. Mia, all these years, you've always been in my heart. You haven't gone to look for anyone else either. Can you give me another chance? Coward, you don't deserve it. I mercilessly insulted him. Ethan Chen, I haven't looked for anyone else because I truly don't want to. I have plenty of suitors, better than you in every way. What are you now? A good hand you played until it was utterly ruined. Your company was also taken by your younger brother. Why would I stay with you? For your remaining kidney. I inadvertently realized I was a little twisted. Of course, physical torture was gratifying, but destroying his psychological defenses excited me even more. Ethan had lost a kidney, could not inherit the family company, and his loved ones had abandoned him one by one. Compared to direct death, I hoped he would live on with a broken body and endless regret. Ethan, with a gloomy face, said, I regret it. I shouldn't have disobeyed you. I shouldn't have divorced you. But I was very happy. Ethan Chen, you did the right thing. I even have to thank Serena Liu. You made it easy for me to divorce you. She deceived you, but to some extent, she helped me. That's also why I didn't seek revenge on her. One hand can't clap alone. If Ethan Chen had even a shred of common sense, he wouldn't be in this situation today. From the moment you decided to divorce, we had no turning back. Ethan Chen, there's no medicine for regret in this world. Don't appear before me again. I looked at the 2 security guards. They understood and escorted him out. After Ethan left, I continued to handle the work at hand. Seeing him like this now, many emotions stirred within me. I once loved Ethan, dedicating time and effort to him. I also hated him for divorcing me to pursue Serena Liu, for threatening me when I underwent surgery, telling me I was a scoundrel for giving up the baby. Love and hate intertwined. I hoped he wouldn't live well, even secretly cursing him. Indeed, all these years, Ethan was nowhere near my level. I felt very satisfied, but gradually I stopped caring about his life. My time was spent on my company, on myself, on my family and friends. There were so many people and things enriching my life. In fact, I increasingly felt that saying so many words to Ethan today was just a waste of my time. How he lived, I truly didn't care. I knew I had let go. Even though I no longer cared, news about Ethan continued to reach me. Ethan wanted to take revenge on Serena Liu, but found she had long since vanished without a trace. He was still diligently searching for her. Actually, I knew where Serena Liu went. On the day she divorced him, she bought a plane ticket and flew to a small town thousands of miles away. But I wouldn't tell Ethan. I even helped Serena Liu hide her information. I shook my head. Even now, Ethan still didn't grasp the core issue. The most important thing he should do now is to live quietly, grasping whatever he can to stand firm. Otherwise, he will lose everything. Daniel Chen texted me. Big sister, Dad planned to give the small company in another province to my older brother, but he had a huge argument with Dad, saying that he was clearly the eldest son in the family, so why could he only manage a small company? He also said that from the beginning, they had always allowed Serena Liu to deceive him. My father, in a fit of rage, assigned him there as a small manager and said if he didn't go, he could get out. My brother stormed off, slamming the door. Congratulations to you. We all knew clearly that Ethan had been completely abandoned by his family. After all, Ethan was the eldest son in the family. His parents had placed high hopes on him since childhood and were strict with him. No matter how outrageous he was, the family always retained a little affection for him. Letting him manage a small company was also to give him a fallback. No matter what, he wouldn't go hungry or cold in the second half of his life. But now, everything was ruined. Daniel, don't mention your brother's affairs to your mother again. It's a waste of time. The company is expanding new production lines and preparing to capture more market share. Your mother isn't in the mood to bother with someone who belongs to the past. The next time my mother heard news about Ethan was more than half a year later. Mia, have you heard? Ethan Chen was arrested. My mother called early in the morning. What happened? I was utterly astonished. I heard he went to find that woman and forced her to remove her kidney. Mia, thank goodness you divorced him early, my mother said, sounding terrified. Your aunt called me crying. Back then, he insisted on divorcing you, wouldn't listen to anything. Then, when he was offered to manage the company, he didn't care for it either. Both of them resolutely ignored him, gave the company to Daniel, and went off to travel and enjoy themselves, just like your parents. Who would have thought he would do something so inhumane? I hung up, my heart filled with Gan Kai. Lately, it wasn't that Ethan hadn't called me from unknown numbers. He had also waited below my company a few times, but as soon as I heard his voice, I immediately hung up and blocked the number. I also instructed security not to let him in. Gradually, he stopped appearing. I thought the matter was over. Who would have thought he could commit such a cruel act? It seemed Ethan couldn't take it anymore. Otherwise, how could he be so insane? I shook my head, pushing him out of my mind. After all, Ethan was just someone who no longer mattered to me. It wasn't until I was 36 that I entered a new marriage. Just before receiving my marriage certificate, I went home to my parents for dinner. My mother asked, "Getting married again? Are you scared, Mia? What if he's like Ethan Chen?" I replied, "Mom, marriage isn't scary. What's scary is standing in the rain forever, afraid to change, letting others control your life. But I won't do that. If he loves me, I will love him too. If he doesn't love me, I will leave. My strength comes from within myself, so I'm not afraid. I just need to enjoy the present."